Hi, this is Dr. Phil Nguyen with Happy Clinic Denver, and I am starting a 12-part series called The Aging of Venus. Now, the first part of this 12-part series is called the Triangle of Beauty. As we can see here, we have a perfect isosceles triangle standing on its point as drawn by Botticelli on Venus's face. So I want to take a look at the triangle and kind of show you how beautiful the triangle is first. Now we can see the triangle is used by mankind, by the greatest minds of mankind in the pyramids of Egypt, in the Mayan pyramids, in their construction as well. And we can see the triangle in nature, the perfect isosceles triangle as seen in the tail of a guppy, or even in something that we would not even think there is a triangle. For example, the Nautilus sea snail can be drawn into perfect isosceles triangle as well. And you can even see the sea snail being broken down into multiple triangles here in this picture. Now, as we all know from geometry, if you can think back to your classes, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, that is the classic Pythagorean theorem. And the triangle can be any shape basically can be divided into triangles. For example, this square here can be divided into 4 different triangles. One, a perfect isosceles triangle inside the square, and then 3 other triangles there. Even a circle can be perfectly divided into triangles as well. So this is what I call the triangle of beauty. Now, Leonardo da Vinci drew this. It's called the Vitruvian Man. I'm sure you've all seen it. And at first glance, you may not see the triangle at all, the perfect isosceles triangle, but let me draw it for you here. The first triangle we see is from fingertip to fingertip and to the feet. So that is a perfect isosceles triangle there in the Vitruvian Man. The second perfect isosceles triangle we'll see from the length of the shoulders down to the navel. Now the human body has many triangles in it, and this is just 2 examples of the proportions of the triangle in the human body. Now let's go to Venus and examine why she is so beautiful. The first characteristic of beauty here is actually youth. If you take, let's just say 5 women, put them all in a room, 4 of the women were in their 40s and 50s, and 1 of the women were in her 20s. And let's say the 4 women were strikingly beautiful, and the one in her 20s was just pretty. By far, the one in her 20s would still win the contest, hands down, because she's young. Youth basically equals beauty in all cultures. Now, Venus here by Botticelli is probably in her late teens, early 20s. And what I want to show you is the progression of her age with time. Now, the next 11 parts of this series will talk specifically about each of these age progressions, but I want to quickly show you how she would age with time. I'm going to take her from a 20-year-old right here to a 60-year-old right here. So the first thing we're going to see is hyperpigmentation, or a modeling of the skin. Youthful skin is flawless, it's one tone, one color, and as we age, we get mottled skin and hyperpigmentation. The next thing we'll see are the brow lines, the stress lines of the face. After that, we'll also see the glabellar lines. Now, the glabellar lines, most people absolutely hate because it makes them look angry, makes them look, I'm so mad at the world. So that's probably one of the most common places that I treat are the glabellar lines. Then we'll see a lowering of the eyebrows. The young eyebrows are lifted, they're high. the forehead is smaller, but as we age, the forehead becomes lengthened and the eyebrows are lowered. Then the crow's feet start to come in from all of our smiling. The crow's feet are also treated very commonly as well. Next, the eyes, the eyelid skin are lowered, as well as she'll start to get bags underneath her eyes that make her look tired, make her look like she hasn't been on a vacation for years and she needs to go to Mexico to have a little rest and relaxation. She'll also develop nasolabial folds, and these are the smile lines stretching from the nose to the corners of the mouth. And with age, I know a lot of women hate this, her lips become smaller and they almost become like a thin line. So she'll start to get these really thin lips, and she'll lose a lot of her Angelina Jolie lips. The marionette lines start coming in. And we call them marionette lines because they look like puppet lines that you see from ventriloquists. And this is the one that I hate the most, okay? This is the mother of all aging, and it is the jowls. The jowls really show when you age, and they actually diminish this beautiful curve of her face. This beautiful line of her face starts to break up here, as you can see. There's no more beautiful line or curve to her jawline. And then, last but not least, she gets some gray hair. Just like I have a few gray hair. It doesn't look quite as good on women as it does on men. But, gray hair is easy to fix. I'm sure you all have a stylist that you go to. That is a no-brainer to fix. So, thanks for tuning in with Dr. Phil Wynn at Happy Clinic Denver today to study the triangle of beauty. Now, if we look at one more thing, and it is actually the triangle that we see in her face at the beginning of this program. Lastly, this triangle actually starts to invert upside down, and it distorts from a perfect isosceles triangle standing on its point to a distorted triangle here from in her face. And that is what I call the triangle of beauty, is the isosceles triangle standing on its point. Thank you for tuning in with Dr. Phil Wynn at Happy Clinic Denver. I hope to see you again for our next blog, and we'll talk specifically about these aging points. Take care. Bye-bye.